I got a good one for you today. Thumbnail. Muddy dog. Muddy dog. What are you going to do? Sit down? They want to sit on top of you. Okay, you get one. This guy gets one. Okay. And this guy gets nothing. He rubs his dirty little face on me every time. Plus, he doesn't eat cookies. He buries them in a pillow in a couch. Okay, so what we got for a thumbnail today. Sorry about the last 2 days. Had to go to work later hours. But now we're back live. Let's see, we already got somebody here. Better put my glasses on so I can at least hey. Hey. What are you doing, boy? He's giving me a little kiss. What a good guy he is. Okay, Pikachu and graphics. Hey, how you doing? Hi, Martin. Tomorrow is my birthday. Hey, Pikachu, it's your birthday. Oh, just about. Happy belated birthday. Or early birthday. And YTCG Gaming. Hey, how you doing? Okay, graphics. I came at 32 seconds. 32 seconds. I don't understand what that means, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so I don't need these. Yeah, let's put them in the aloe vera plants. They'll be fine. Okay, so the thumbnail is the witch. The witch. And you might say that's very judgmental. Well, I'm glad you're great, YTTG Gaming and Pikachu. You're turning 11. 11 is master numbers. This is fantastic. Finishing, if you go to Pythagoras, best number for him was 10. 10 is a finishing number. But I'll go into Pythagoras. He didn't start counting till 3. No, not 3 years of experience. The number 1 and 2, he started at 3. I'll go into all that. But he said 10 is the most favorite number because it was a finishing number. I say this, 11. That's why I got 7711. 77, very spiritual, but they're master numbers, so they can't be broken down. I'll go into all that. But 7711, 11, both are angel numbers, by the way. You can look that up. 11 are master numbers. That means you're coming into mastery, hopefully over your surroundings, over your emotions, over a lot of things. You're going to be tested spiritually at 11. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that right now. Pikachu. 11's cool, man. Okay, so thumbnail. The witch. And again, I'm not being prejudiced or judgmental. Actually, was I prejudiced? No, I wasn't prejudiced either. Okay, so I'm going back, flashback again to now, the last one I did was on the girlfriend. Remember? If you caught it. The girlfriend. When the Yaqui shaman medicine man left me up in the cave alone, well, because of what happened in the cave, they all got up, it's time for us to go. And he left me alone in the cave. Well, when he went, that was the Yaqui shaman medicine man one. But when he came back to the group of people at the Spiritual Indians hot springs, he just left. I forgot to tell you about that. He just left the property. He just went. In fact, that's what they said. He didn't even spend the night. He just left. It was under a full moon and everything, and I didn't get stuck up in the cave. I didn't want to come back with him. I wanted to spend the night in the cave. It was very comforting for me to be in the cave. So when he comes back 2 weeks later, he has his Chilo, the guy that he's going to be giving all his information to. When you get more experience, you have to pass on your knowledge. That's what it's come down to. So the shaman was ready to pass on a lot of his knowledge to his student. So when they come back on the property and the shaman says that I and his soon-to-be wife have to go back up into the cave and do a 7-day fast, he was pretty upset. But you'll have to check that out. That's just the way it is. Now we're on the property, basically even before all this those two happen. See, I was there for a year, and a lot of things happened that made me more aware of what's going on this planet. Yeah, that's right. This dog keeps jumping up and down on me here. He's just leaving mud prints all over me. Attila, hey Uncle Martin. Love from Turkey, Istanbul. Hey, God bless you, Istanbul. Well, I've got a lot of people. By the way, all you people from India, Canada, Istanbul, uh, Iraq, Iran. What else we got going? Netherlands, Switzerland. I'm leaving a lot of yous out, I know, but I looked it up the other day, and you guys were watching Uncle Martin. That's fantastic. Um, Akoots. Akoots said hi. Hey, Akoots. Um, so I got a bunch of people from all over the planet. There was like 7% watching me from India the other day. Hey, that's fantastic. You know how many people are in India? I got 7% of them watching me. Ooh, isn't that interesting? I'm just getting back to this story, the thumbnail, the witch. So, she, before she even comes on the property, all the people there were running around and getting everything ready. You know what I'm saying? Hey, looks like got a lot of activity here. In fact, I mentioned, hey, what's everybody running around for? She's coming. She's coming. The queen. The queen is coming. I said, the queen? Queen of who? Queen of what? They said, she's the, well, they were saying queen, the highness, her highness is coming. Her highness. Who the heck is this? Who the heck is this lady? Okay, Attila. I really like American culture. It's really different. Hey, Attila. It's interesting and different because we have freedom here. And someday that freedom will be all around this planet. This is a melting pot right now, America, for all people to come and gather legally at this time. It wasn't always that way, but now it is. Yeah, and you might say that's how my grandparents came in, both sides, legally. Ellis Island. That would be another story. Attila, Turkey. Man, I love your turkey blankets. Those they never wear out. In fact, what do you make them? They throw them out on the road, let cars run over them before they even sell them. I mean, plus I got a couple in my house too. I've dropped all kinds of stuff on there, and man, you just clean it right up, right off those rugs. So Desert Amore and more. Hey, Desert Amore, welcome back. By the way, anybody else is coming in and tuning in late, Uncle Martin, this is the thumbnail, the witch. I'm not being judgmental. It's just that everybody, okay. I've said this in the past, there's one source that comes down and makes us breathe and stay alive, makes our heart beat. Hey, like and subscribe. Desert Amore, like and subscribe. You're right on my path. I was going to say, anybody that subscribes to me, I'll subscribe to you. Hopefully you have something that I can watch. A lot of you don't, but someday you will. Trust me. Tell a true story. It's always better. So I will visit one day. Hopefully I'm here working as nurse emergency department. I really want to see healthcare system in USA. Do you like healthcare system in USA? Do I personally like it? My mom brought me up at 10 years of experience, just before I was 11. And she said, physician, heal thyself. If you look into that, you'll see it's probably the wisest thing to do when you're growing up, to understand this concept. Doctors, I'm not saying not to go to doctors. I'm not saying not to go to hospitals. I'm not saying not to be on pills and medication. I'm not saying any of that. But by God's grace, through the foods I eat, through the teas I drink, and through the knowledge that I have of no physician know thyself. I'm not on any subscriptions or pills. It's just the way it is. I've always diagnosed myself, and sometimes I've been right, sometimes I've been wrong. But I like to experiment. I'm an alchemist, like we all are. We put things together. When we put, as a scientist, we put things together and see the outcome. And well, like that green tea that I drank for close to 2 to 3 years, about a gallon a day. You don't do that, kids. You know why? You know why? Because if you drink more than 10 cups a day, what it does is it makes you deficient in iron. And you know what? You need iron to stay alive. So I was deficient in iron, and I was not doing very well until I looked up side effects of green tea. Now, it makes your hair grow, it makes your skin glow. It does so many positive things for your body, but not more than 10 cups a day. I was doing a gallon a day, and if I missed a day, I'd drink 2 gallons the next day. I was on green tea for at least 2 years. Yeah, I learned that everything in moderation. Okay. Now, to get back to, do I believe in healthcare system? At this time, I'm really curious on things they're doing to people. Why they would make things mandatory, that you would have to go through their jump rope of things. And a lot of people, what I understand is, a lot of people are leaving sooner than they're staying because they're on this program that has been put before them. And I got people that say, I got to go get my prescription. Oh, I've got to have my pills today. We are pill poppers since the 1900s. I was told that by my second spiritual teacher, which I will go into momentarily because he was the one who helped me with this thumbnail, The Witch. Man, I'll go to hell, until I will go into healthcare at another time, but I'm just saying for right now, for Uncle Martin, when I broke my arm and I was on Tylenol for like about 2 weeks, and I said, nah, you know what? That throbbing every day, 24/7. I knew it was broken. I've had a broken toe before. I know the feeling of a broken part of your body. Well, I fixed it myself with some castor oil, and I had by God's grace ordered about 3 months prior some comfrey leaf tea. Well, no, you can have a tea, but it's very toxic if you drink it too much. You don't drink it like Lipton or like green tea. You drink it. It helps the lungs. It clears the lungs. It pneumonia, bronchitis. It helps all those things. But you got to watch that with what medication you're on. You got to see what's going on. And people say don't even drink the tea. I drink it in emergencies, like I wake up and I can't breathe, or there's some, because they're throwing a lot of stuff out of the sky. If you haven't noticed, when you do all that crisscrossing up there in the sky, you notice that? I know my lungs get affected because it's all the aluminum, barium, and the other things that we're getting hit with all over the planet for the last 30 years. But I'll go into that at another time. They're called chemtrails. Now, there's different reasons that they say that this is for. He jumped up on me again. That they do this, but I would prefer them to stop because I know it's affecting people's lungs and health. Won't go there. This is the thumbnail, The Witch. But you guys are asking questions, very pertinent questions. I can't just stop, I got to answer some questions. They say that's what I'm supposed to do. Because when I did other lives and I just bypassed everybody, that was very rude of me. I apologize. So anybody that didn't get their questions answered, when I post this or any other things over the 600 that I have posted, put your question out there and I will get back to you, I promise, eventually. Sooner than later. Faster than you can say, Uncle Bob's my uncle. Okay, The Witch. So everybody's running around getting all excited about this lady coming onto this property that I never heard about before. They said, she's given a blessing. We're going to get the blessing. I said, oh, a blessing? I've been blessed enough. That was what I was thinking, you know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would go for a blessing, maybe. But when I grew up, this lifetime, I was probably 14, 13, 14, 14 and 15. We were brought up under the understanding of the Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce, just look up Edgar Cayce, the healings that this guy did through his prescriptions to people. I highly recommend that. But he also did readings on people. And he brought up, since the beginning of time of man, there has been, the brothers of shadow and the brothers of light. And they are still here right now. Both the brothers of shadow and the brothers of light. It's just the way this earth works. It works positively and negatively. And there's only, as I was saying before, there's only one source that comes down and makes us breathe, and it makes our heart beat. It's that source from God that some people recognize, some people don't. But it's still the source from God. And he gives you a source to choose if you would like to use or misuse your energy, which would be qualify your energy or misqualify your energy. That's what it's all about here. We get a choice every day. Are you going to bless somebody? Are you going to curse somebody? It's your free choice. We, with our free choice, are co-creators. Somebody agrees. We are co-creators of our daily life and existence. It's no big surprise, but maybe it is for some people. Because, guys, it's God that did this. I ain't God. No, it wasn't God. It was what you were thinking. And, oh, come on. And the things you were doing that brought these things on. And I'm talking on all levels. I'll go into later. Thumbnail, the witch. So she finally shows up. And I tell you, the pictures that you see on Halloween, I was going to do this on Halloween. I said, I got something better for on Halloween. Trust me. You don't have to, but I do. When Halloween comes, I have a live that you will really, not probably ever. Yeah, I think everybody, even the Brothers of Shadow, might enjoy it too. Because it's something to look forward to, I'm saying. And by the way, I'm not against any Brothers of Shadow, Brothers of Light. I'm just saying we all have a choice to qualify or misqualify your energy. And it comes back tenfold. So if you know it comes back tenfold, why would you not do anything positive? Well, because a lot of people are selfish. They're greedy and they don't believe in it, or they do believe in it and they don't care. I've run into those folks too. It's amazing. And it never occurred to me that people consciously would know it comes back tenfold, positive or negative, and they still consciously choose to do negative. Just never made sense to me, you know? So here she is on the property. Finally, she shows up. What does she dress as? What is this little lady, the queen, the highness, her highness? What is she dressed as? She's all in black, a black kind of robe, a black robe. And she's got a hat. She's got a hat that's cone-shaped. Totally like a witch's hat, like a cone-shaped hat you would see like somebody riding a broom in the air. She's walking around. People are kneeling in front of her. People are all around her. In fact, there was more people on the property, so somebody knew she was coming, because there was at these spiritual Indian hot springs that I had been there for a year. I don't recall seeing as many people. They were showing up in carloads, waiting for her arrival, and so she's going around and touching everybody, right here. It's the third eye, by the way. Very sacred area. Anywhere in the head is very sacred. Watch who's touching you. Especially in the third eye, let alone on the head. All right? I'm just giving you a heads up, something to think about down the road. Put it on a back shelf. So she's going around to everybody, and they're all running to her to get this blessing. And all she's doing is touching everybody right here. And I was not running to. I was not running toward her. Actually, I was standing at a distance. And I think probably pretty much when everybody was done, I was the last one. Yeah. And she finally comes in my direction. Now I didn't run away from her, just like the shaman medicine man. Everybody ran away from the shaman medicine man. I was the only one that actually went up to him, and I said hello. And that's what he said. I'm a Yaqui shaman medicine man. I said, hey, how do you do, Uncle Bart? We shook hands. He liked me. He liked me because I had no fear. All right, that was one of the things. But going back to the thumbnail, the witch. By the way, on outside of the house, it's a man. Well, it was 3-story Victorian house, and out in a 3-story Victorian house out in the middle of the desert, and it was crumbling from the inside. The bricks were crumbling. And, the sewer system was crummy, and it was 3 stories. And I was told about a month or two as when I was living there, from a gentleman that said there was it was a jet setters. Jet setters came in. They flew in with jets. There was a runway out there. They built all the pools and everything were cement. So they had millions of dollars, and they were making everything like where they, as I said before, that they shouldn't have done, because the shaman said, Geronimo said, 3 days, this land will give to you. After 3 days, this land will take from you. And this land was a taker. I never spent a night on that land. Well, let's see. Oh, nope. Even the first day I was there, I can go into that another time. I'm just saying that the house had issues as far as negativity went. Okay. So when I heard about it, there was 4 people that hung themselves up in the bell tower. And just so happens hey, there goes Brandy. Brandy's going over ahead again. She makes a little debut every now and then. That's Brandy, my other rescue. That's my other feral that had her whole family eaten in front of her. She's the only survivor. And it was this dog that my cousin brought over, Lucy. She lived about 25, yeah. And but she would eat cats like a snack. And she did it right in front of Brandy. And by the way, it doesn't matter how much experience a dog has, you can teach it not to eat cats, which I did. I was able to do that, actually have Lucy inside the house with my 2 cats. It can be done. Old dogs can, or dogs with more experience can learn new tricks. This is a law. I'm living proof of it. So where were we? The guy that told me about the 4 people that hung themselves, I didn't know until later that he ended up doing it himself on the bell tower. But that would be another story. I'm just saying this house has a lot of negativity to it. Man, I had witnessed time and time again. But people were drawn there. They just loved sleeping in over these 300 rooms. 3-story Victorian house had hundreds of rooms, and they all loved, well, not everybody, but a good majority of them loved sleeping in these places, in these rooms. I guess they just had more things to learn. So this is what happened. The thumbnail, the witch. I'm the last one. She comes over to me. She's walking toward me. I run. You know what? I could have dodged her. I could have said, "Yeah," because I was watching all this third eye stuff. Her blessing people. I could have said, no. I just stood my ground. I wanted no fear. What do you got in mind, lady? What do you think you're going to do? Well, she came over to me, this 9 inches away from my face, and started smiling. And she came up with her finger and touched me right here. She touched me here. I did not give her permission to touch me here. I guess those people agree also. We got all kinds of green people around me. So what happened was, well, she went on her merry way. Oh, there was a cauldron in the back. I didn't tell you. That's what I was trying to get a hold of. Did you tell you? There was a big cauldron. A cauldron, like, cast iron cauldron, like the kind of witch's brew, the witch's brew, that kind of thing. But this is the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. It must have been 8 foot by 8 foot. Now that is illegal. You cannot keep tuning your horn. It's only during emergencies. That's what they say. Must be an emergency over there. So it was at least 8 foot by 8 foot. The biggest cauldron. I'm talking about the cast irons, things that, well, kind of witches cook stuff in. But I had looked into that prior to her being there, and it had a bunch of junk in there and stuff. I mean, like nobody. But if you cleaned out the junk, which apparently she wanted everybody to clean out the junk, she wanted to make a brew. I don't know what the brew was. I don't know. I wasn't asking anything like that, but they were full-heartedly cleaning out this thing. I'm talking about a big cast iron, 8 foot by 8 foot. I've never seen such a big one that would feed hundreds of people, by the way. Which didn't make much sense to me because the people that were in charge of the land, they said if you cook anything over 138 degrees, you kill it. So I don't know what she was planning on brewing or cooking. I don't know. It never came to fruition anyway, but that was her intent. So the next day, see, I had my own place off the land. I never slept on the land. And I never knew about the land giving for 3 days, and it takes and takes and takes. So the next morning, I'm going in for a nice little hot, well, it was 119 degrees, a little too warm for a lot of people. But I'd jump in there, and I wouldn't move much because 119 degrees, if you ever sat in that, you don't move around much. Sort of sit in like a little fetal position and enjoy the warmth for as long as you can. So I was in there, and then when I got out, I put my blanket on. That's all I had was my blanket, sheep wool pill. And I didn't have my staff with me to carry around. On special occasions, I had my staff. But everybody was saying, the queen is sick. Our queen is sick. I'm thinking, she's sick? What's the matter with her? So everybody's running around. They're trying to, well, they're pretty excited that they think she's gonna die. That she's on her deathbed. She's gonna die. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? The curiosity got me. So I went in the house, which I would only do in the breakfast time because we were eating raw. I had to eat somewhere, raw food. I did a lot of fast, but you have to eat something. See, we're all becoming breatharians someday. But I was still, I was hungry at breakfast time. I'd cook like a potato or something out making a fire, just rolling around a potato. That was enough for me. I'm not kidding. Anyway, I get into the house, into this 2-story Victorian house, and she's up on the third floor. Third floor off to the right, and everybody's running up and down the stairs. They're running around. They're really distraught. So I had to peek my head in the room, and here she is laying flat as a board, with her black robe on, and she doesn't have her hat on, but she's laying there, and everybody's giving her finger massage, toe massage, to try to put light and energy back in this lady. It looks like she is on her deathbed, by the way. And then they got aloe vera. Now, I'm going to show you something here, guys. I know I got a lot of weeds. I'm gonna be cleaning them out, but that's the way an aloe vera should look. All right, if you're gonna use it, You want it that succulent, that fatness to it. That's a healthy aloe vera plant. Now, what they have up there is all these aloe vera plants, but these people did not water the aloe vera plants. These aloe vera plants were like on their way out, man. They was about as skinny and thin as you could possibly get. And what are they doing? They're ripping them out. They're ripping out these poor little aloe vera plants that just need water, and they're squashing it all up. There's nothing to squash. It's like, yeah, maybe a little bit because they're succulent, and they're taking whatever little liquid there is and they're putting it on her head, on her face, on her hands. This healing cactus will heal you. That's what they were saying. And they were giving a lot of their life force, by the way, to this lady, whether they know it or not. And, well, for 3 days, she didn't move. She finally, on the fourth day, got up. And then she left. Now, I put this all together on hindsight because I did not give this lady permission to touch my third eye, to touch me personally. I didn't say no. I was just saying, what does she have in mind? And whatever it was in mind, I don't know what her intent was. I don't know what it was. And some people would say this is just circumstantial evidence here. She just fell ill after touching you. I was the last one. All of a sudden, she's not she wakes up from the night of her sleep, but she can't get out of bed. She has to lay there for 3 days with all these people around giving the queen their energy. My point being is, I've always known about people that give, and there's some people that never give, and they just take. And it's on all different levels, okay? And I don't know what this lady was doing, but she may have wanted something from me that I did not consciously want to give, and there was a repercussion, is what I'm saying. Maybe. Maybe not. But I did run into her again. This is 1976, by the way. 76, 78, 76, 77, 78. So I got dyslexia. I got to count my numbers sometimes. 1979. I ran into this lady from a distance again in California. There was a great gathering of souls of light that were at a conference. And I saw her. Now, prior to this, the conference had set, because it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And on Saturday, the request was that everyone on Sunday specifically wear white. They didn't say any other color. They said, white is the color to wear. Okay. Next day, Sunday. Who do we got? Well, we got a little fur ball here again. We had this lady, the queen, showing up in, she had been there Friday and Saturday. I saw that. And by the way, on Saturday, after they said over the intercom, there is no more hugging or kissing to be done here. Now, prior to that, everybody was hugging each other, having a great time. Now, why would they say there is no more hugging or kissing? And why would they say wear white? Well, there's different answers to that. I'm not going to go into right now. Some people can see it, some people can't. That's okay. So she shows up on Sunday. She didn't have her black hat, cone head hat, the witch's hat. She had her black robe on, walking around. She was showing her colors, as we all do. By the way, red and black are the lowest of vibration as far as the spectrum goes. I kind of talked about in that past. Episode 39 had to do with subliminal colors and GMOs. Episode 39, if you ever have time, it was 2 years ago I did it, but it's still as green as it can be. A lot of information there, especially when that little red little dot came out and hit me in the eye when I was talking about red. How crazy is that? That goes in about 7 minutes and 7 minutes and 22 seconds, something like that. This little red dot from nowhere, boom, boom, right in my eye. I didn't see it until the other day, as I was saying before. So there's certain things that are out there that we can't see. Our spectrum of 7 colors. There's more than that, but our brain and spectrum of eyesight can only see a limited of 7. Can only hear the 7 chords that we got. There's a lot of things that we don't see around us. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, she was a psychic too. This lady, she was a channel for the lady in the black outfit. She was doing channeling in one of the rooms, and what was it? I remember it. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You don't open yourself up as a channel. All right. You know why, kids? When you open yourself up, you can. Oh man. That's what I was saying, and I didn't know anything about it at the time. I was just standing. I was standing outside the room. Everybody's in this room with a big fire blazing and everything, and which that fire, by the way, I'll gotta tell you about that fire. I guess I will. Not right. Yeah. Okay, so she's in there channeling, and they're asking her questions as she's a channel. She's saying, "Well, who are you now?" And she comes out with a real deep voice. I'm Obadiah. Obadiah? Who the heck is Obadiah? Well, he's from Africa. Don't know what century. I'm Obadiah. What do you want to know? And they're asking Obadiah all these questions, and I'm thinking, hey man, it doesn't sound like this. She's changed her voice, her whole mannerism. Some Obadiah has taken over this little lady, the queen. So they're asking, what's life about? All kinds of. I just know that the guy Obadiah had a funny little laugh. So then the next one was switches over. She had like 5 of them that came through her, and the next one was he was an Irishman. He was an Irishman from yeah. I'm a pickpocket from Ireland. I'm a pickpocket from Ireland. And I don't remember his name, but he was a pickpocket from Ireland. And everybody's asking, they're asking this pickpocket from Ireland. He's from the 17th century. And they're asking this pickpocket, what does he think about life? Oh my goodness. Well, that's a person you want to talk to. Some pickpocket from Ireland. What does he think about life? That's probably the last person I want to know about. He's probably thinking about how much money you can make pickpocketing, or maybe he was going to say he was with Oliver Twist. May I have more, sir? Could have been that, but it wasn't. It was so they had like after the fifth one, I had to go, man, because it was like everybody's sitting around giggling. They're having a great time. And by the way, there's only a candle burning. The lights are out, which is another red flag for Uncle Martin. If anything is to be done, it should be done in the light, not in the darkness, all right? It's always been my understanding. So what I was going to say, I forgot to tell you. My second spiritual teacher, well, first one was Edgar Cayce. The second one was a guy named it was Zachary. I'm not going to give his first name because he's passed on, but he's well known. He had understandings of how to heal people from distances, telepathic powers. He was an enlightened soul, supposedly. But as I look back, was he really? See, the difference between light and darkness is people of light, they may appear to be light, but this is the law of esoteric law. You never interfere ever, ever, ever with someone's free choice, okay? You don't do that. That is an esoteric law. If you do, that means you're misqualifying your energy. On any level, you stop someone from their free choice, Misqualifying your energy. Misqualifying your energy. That's what it is. And he taught us all these things to do. Well, I got to give him credit for one thing, because he did say when negativity is coming your way, you put a ring of fire around you, a ring of fire, or have this uh, tube of white light that comes down, and you can have it all around yourself. But as I learned later, you can do more than just have it around yourself. You could have it around your family. You could have it around your house. You could have it around your whole property. You could have it around your state. You can, if consciously you can able to do this, have this white light beam come down, a ring of fire around this whole planet through your mind. Visualization. You are doing great things. Okay. Um, Much good, much positive things when you think on those levels. So before this lady, the queen, came to touch me, I had mentally put a ring of white fire around me and white light all around me before she touched me. So that might have been something else also. You can't go into somebody's circle and touch them and think you're going to get away with taking something maybe. I'm not saying she was trying to take anything, but I wasn't given anything. So maybe she was trying to take something. Don't know. So the next time I saw her was when she's walking around in black on Sunday, and nobody's hugging and kissing everybody anymore. Was it because she was on the property and people knew about her? I'm just trying to put things together. You run into people time and time again. And by the way, the law is the more lighted areas like Mount Shasta or just anywhere on the planet that there's more light, the law says there has to be more darkness. It's only because the darkness is going to be consumed, whether they know it or not. It's sort of like the light and dark. The forces are always the light and dark is within us. And we have to combat that darkness within us before we tend to go out and try to lighten the world, is what it comes down to. A lot of that, all of that has to do with your emotions, how much love, light, and understanding you have, or how much superstition, doubt, and fear, and hatred and cursing you have. I don't care on what level it is, you got to kind of, you don't have to get rid of it. I know it's difficult, especially if you're in that mind frame, but if at least you can look at it as a medium of being neutral. Um, a neutral feeling is going to help you get rid of these hostile feelings that you may or may not have toward anybody, even yourself. You got to love yourself no matter. This is our body. This is our temple. And I know everybody says that, but we are slowly poisoning ourselves with all the foods that are out there. Some Attila, you said, what do I think about the medical field? I got to ask, man. If you go back and way back in back back the original the original law, the caduceus that went up in a snake on the rod was well, actually by Hermes Tristis, but it was the understanding was do no harm, do no harm, and that's the doctor's oath. So Attila, no matter where you are over in Istanbul and all there, if they're not doing do no harm, you want to keep going until you find somebody. And even when you come over to America, hopefully you will sometime legally, you'll find that there are doctors here that have the reversal of do no harm. Their intent is to make money, to put their kids through school or buy a new car, a new house, a mansion, or whatever on your dime. Because the do no harm part, they kind of forgot about. That's a very unfortunate because there's a lot of karma involved. You start doing those things, prescribing things, using people as guinea pigs, all right? That's very negative. And I think this field has possibly done that in an extraordinary way, especially a few years ago. Oh yeah, a lot of people were duped by a lot of things, and now the light is coming out that maybe maybe there's some people in charge that were not quite doing things on our benefit. Could have been just greed and money, which happens to make the it's, it's what commercialism does. That's all there is to it. It's it's the people over profit. Doesn't matter what happens to the people, as long as there's profit. That's what we're at right now. So you got to be careful on who you pick as your doctor, and if they say that you're going to die, get away from them. Go as far as, and you just keep going till you find either some doctor that says you're going to be okay, or even if you can't find one, say, I don't believe them. I believe by changing my diet and looking into well, some alternative things. Like, how about wheatgrass? Wheatgrass has 143 elements to it that I believe has everything except iron. That's what Dad said. And also, well, zinc. Just you could, zinc is very important. We get that taken away. We're getting hit with a lot of radiation. I did that episode on shrimp recall, that one, and all the stuff that's coming out of the Pacific Ocean. You know, everybody knows about Walmart having a recall on radiated shrimp. Everybody knows that. If you don't, just back up a few lifetimes, a few lives that I did, and look up the Walmart recall of or recall of radiated shrimp. I didn't name anybody, but they're the ones who probably a lot of other ones too. But and I go into detail on radiation. I'm gonna have one on maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, probably could be. I'm gonna have a live tomorrow. I'll have to decide on what it's gonna be. But down the road, I want to do the thyroid, and when it how radiation affects it. And our thyroid has everything to do with every major organ within our body. And our thyroids, a lot of people's thyroids are out. They're obese or bigger than they should be, or their organs aren't working because their thyroid has been screwed over, probably by radiation, or it could just be the diet. There's so many different levels. It could be psychological. There's so many things that people are, let's just say, coming down with. Okay, so the witch. That's the thumbnail, the witch. She tried to take something from Uncle Martin. It didn't work. I had that ring of white light and fire around me. And I know that had to do it because I put it up just before she came over to me, consciously. And she was in bed for 3 days, couldn't even get up, till everybody gave her their energy. She was drained, totally drained. And that's what happens when, I'll go into that at another time. So everybody out there that's still there, thumbs up, thumbs down. I want you to at least consider joining the club, Uncle Martin's Club, subscribing, and I'll subscribe to you. If you don't have a channel yet, I just sign up for one, and then I'll know who you are or where you are, and you could at least have one subscriber. Okay, y'all been great hanging out this long. I hope you got something out of the thumbnail of the witch. I'll have something even better, because this is like September, I don't know, I'm thinking about 19th, right? Friday the 19th on September. And we got a ways to go before Halloween. But I can't wait for that one. I'll have a bunch of stuff in between there. Tomorrow I'll be live again at 5. And that'll be Saturday. And Sunday I should be okay at 5. I haven't seen my schedule yet, so I can't promise anything. I'll do my best to be live at 5. Okay, I want to be consistent with this, because I got a lot of true stories that I think it can help people out. I know it can. Not everybody's ready for Uncle Martin. Uncle Martin is not for everyone, but Uncle Martin has something for everyone. Whether it's now, tomorrow, a week or two, could be 30 years from now. And you'll say, hey, that guy had something there. Because we all have things to learn. See, we're all at different levels, at different stages. That's why when you look at people and say, that guy's stupid. Well, first of all, that's very negative. When you say someone is stupid, you know what that means? They can't learn. And I believe everyone can learn, even an idiot. An idiot is someone that will never have discernment. But even they can learn, all right, on some level. They'll might never have discernment in their life to really see what's positive and negative, but at least they're learning. And that's what this learning planet is, for us to learn and retain what we learn. Whatever we learn from school, from our professors, all you kids out there, whatever you learn from them, I want you to apply immediately. And if you don't apply what they're saying, what you're learning, don't believe it. Put it on the back shelf. Do what you got to do to get an A. Write it down for them. But don't believe it consciously. You say, hey, well, this is information. You know, I'll write down on that test what they want. But I don't believe nothing until I apply it. You see? Because right now we got professors saying one thing and not allowing you kids to see both sides. And that's why you got screaming crazy people on the campuses right now, screaming and yelling that they feel that this is the way it is, but they haven't listened to both sides. Because the professors or whoever they are listening to says, no, this is the only way. And anybody doesn't believe in this, you don't believe in them. But they don't allow you to hear both sides. You got to hear both sides. That's the only way you can make a choice. We get free choice. Except those people that want to talk about the opposite of what you believe. When you boo, boo, you don't let them talk. What's the matter with you? This is America. And I know a lot of you say, I hate America. Well, that's because you were taught not to do the Pledge of Allegiance. When I was in excuse me, 1964, in my fourth grade, I was in charge of raising that flag. And then told me, at the end of my year of 1964, you're not going to raise a flag anymore. You're not going to say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore in school. You can't do it. And why? Because it's the law. That's what the teacher told me. It's the law. Yeah, can I raise this flag one more time? Yeah, okay. So I got to raise it one more time. So we've had 64, I don't even want to think about it, 64 to 2025. We what, got 60 years or so? 60 years and no American flag, no Pledge Allegiance because somebody said God. Oh my God. Oh my God, they said God. You can't say God. No, you can't say God. God, no. Who are these people that say you can't say God? Well, we got to get rid of all the money then because it says in God we trust. I think they're trying to do that too. I hope not. I hope not. Oh, look at this guy. One more time, boy. This guy. This good looking dog. He's my rescue. He's going to bury it. He won't eat it. Yeah, that's just the way he is. Okay, so I think I got everything I wanted to say. Hopefully. If not, I'll finish it at another time. I got to feed all these crazy 22 feral cats in the backyard. I got hundreds of birds that are coming down, ring-necked doves and pigeons. They're kind of leaving me because of the red hawks that are coming and eating them. And then I got the starving dog that keeps burying bones. His biscuits, they're about ready to eat too. So anybody's got a question, please give it on when I repost this. You could do it that way. Or any of the other ones that I have. Just ask me the question you had in mind that maybe I didn't touch upon. So until then, thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment would be really, really nice. And joining Uncle Martin would be even nicer. But I'm not putting any pressures on anybody because a lot of you just tuned in. You don't even know who I am. So watch a couple. Okay, start at the very live one, the very first live one. That's so cute and true. How I had my first fight in kindergarten over a Viking chick. It was my fault. I learned about sharing, good sportsmanship. I had to stay after school on my first day in kindergarten, and then Dad set me straight with the rules. You know, never ever hit a girl, and I go into that other stuff too. Start with the first one I have, and then you'll really see where Uncle Martin's coming from, if you haven't already. So until then, be well. God victory. I'll see you tomorrow about 5. Be well.